Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to Etsy Shop Reviews. This is episode number 51 and we're going to be taking a look at a viewer submitted Etsy print-on-demand shop. We're going to take a look at what they did well, what they can improve upon, see what products they decided to stock their online store with because it's so open-ended. Really, there's just so much potential when you integrate with a company like Printful that's got, I think, over 300 products in their catalog that we can integrate with Etsy and we can sell all of them. So I'm excited to see what's going on in this shop today. Let's get right to it. Real quick guys, wanted to remind you I have an 8-day print-on-demand mini course. It's completely free. All I need is your email address and I'll send you one lesson a day. It'll help you get started and optimize your presence on Etsy so you can sell print-on-demand products on Etsy. So the link is in the description, completely free. And I've got a great print-on-demand Facebook group, so if you want to check that out, the link is also down there in the description. All right, guys, so the shop is DMP Sarcastic Design. First thing I'll say is your banner looks pretty plain. You don't have to use a banner. I think in this case, it's probably better to just not use one because the banner you uploaded to me looks very like low quality, cheap. It doesn't add anything to your shop, so I would just delete that one and or replace it with a new one. Also, make sure to use like a higher resolution image because the quality looks degraded on my screen. All right, so DMP Sarcastic Design, you got your logo there. It says, "What we sell funny t-shirts with sarcastic and trendy designs." The first thing that I'm noticing is that you don't have a review yet, okay? If you don't have a review, you need to get one. Like, go have your friend, your family member, somebody from my Facebook group, list something for 99 cents and have somebody buy it and drop a 5-star review, okay? That needs to happen like immediately because that one review will show up on all of your listings. And here's the thing, you've got 700 listings. That one review is like getting 700 reviews because then when you show up in search results, you're going to see the 5-star shop review next to your shop name. So that is first and foremost for DMP Sarcastic Design. For everybody watching, get that first review. There's no excuse. All right, the next thing that I'm thinking, and I'm going to zoom in, is like when you have a design like this, I think this looks great, right? The mock-up's good. The listing looks great. I might actually replace that green with like a lighter green and that red with a lighter red. I've been talking a lot lately about like choosing color hues. Now, actually, I think it looks good on the white. I think it contrasts well with the white. But for the black, I'm not as big of a fan. It's not the end of the world, but it is something worth considering, the color contrast, guys. But what I was going to say is this design looks good. Like this is I followed the best practices of best-selling print-on-demand designs and trends as far as how to design. Now, I'm talking about just the design, not the niche, okay? You're checking all those boxes here. But then you've got some other products like these right here. Like this design style, to me, it's utilizing maximum like 25 to 30% of the design space. And it's just crammed in there, super small. Like you can use other fonts. For instance, there's a font called League Gothic. Okay, League Gothic. It's one of my go-tos when I need a font that like isn't gonna look cramped the way that this one does. League Gothic is like a tall font. It's like a bold, easy to read font, but it's tall. So I think it would be perfect for your designs like this that just look super cramped. Like you can't. It's like they're too wide or something. I'm just not a fan at all of like how you decide to lay out these text-only designs. And I don't see any reason to upload Trudeau Must Go twice where all you did was switch up the color scheme. Also, I'm not even a huge fan of your color schemes. Like that glowy green, it almost looks like you have like an outer glow effect on there, which isn't going to translate into print if you do. So, I mean, again, just like study bestsellers. Find better color schemes. I'm not trying to be super nitpicky. I'm just trying to help. I think you can do better than this. Like I know that there are better color schemes. I just know it, even though it's subjective. I'm still willing to stand by. I'll plant my flag there. This is one of these examples where I say when you are adding a design to a shirt, if your vertical orientation is like on somebody's stomach, they're not going to buy that shirt because nobody wears shirts like that, right? So it just makes no sense. Like vertically orient the design towards the top of the shirt. Start there. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. This says quiet quitting, and I think it's supposed to say quit quitting, right? Quit quitting or quiet quitting. I don't know. It says TikTok. Maybe it's a meme that I don't know about. But again, your color scheme, your font selection, I think you can change the font, honestly. to that taller one. And you could even just not do the repeat 5 times as the design, and you could just write it once and put each word on its own line. I think that would be much better and easier to read from the thumbnails. That's something that I think like really could make a big difference. Also, I was looking at this one before I started recording, and it says I pee a lot when I drink, and you're doing that like cross-niched with Christmas. And I mean, that's fine. You know, you got the reindeer there drinking a beer. I would honestly recommend against having the graphic overlay on the text or vice versa. Generally speaking, I just don't like that as an idea personally. And then also check your contrast here. The yellow on the white doesn't really look good to me at all. So I would just not even upload that one. It just doesn't look good. Just saying. And then your title, funny, ugly Christmas sweater. Okay, that's great, but those are really high value competitive keywords. Funny, ugly Christmas sweater. I mean, I like that you're going for it. I don't know that I would lead with it because your shop has 3 sales and no reviews. So Etsy just doesn't seem likely to trust you, right? Your lack of history of success on the platform. And I'm not saying this about you. I'm saying this about any shop that's relatively new. Like if you're a relatively new shop, I'm thinking you're going to get your sales in exact matching somebody who types in I pee a lot when I drink, as opposed to exact matching somebody that types in funny, ugly Christmas sweater, where your competition is 100x or 1000x from the specific niche I pee a lot when I drink. So I would front load with your exact shirt niche when you're a new shop, instead of front loading with the high value generic keywords, where the shops that have years of history, 10,000 plus sales, are more likely to outrank you. Okay, and it's just because these algorithms that are written by the engineers at Etsy, they take all these things into account so that customers get a good customer experience, which is why they come back to Etsy, which is why we're selling on Etsy. You see what I'm saying? It's like the circle of life. Also, your price point, $38.61. I mean, the Gildan 18,000 does not cost nearly that much. I think it's like 14, 15 bucks to fulfill. I mean, it depends where you're fulfilling from. So your price point looks like you probably should be running a sale and you just forgot to refresh your sale. So I would recommend updating that sale, whether it's a 10, 15, 20% off, whatever it is, 30% off. I would update that sale because your price point is quite high, and that's probably pricing people out from purchasing your products, if I had to guess. Okay, you're only offering in black and white. Also, when you only offer in black, well, not even if you only, but if you offer black and white, that means you need to be a skilled designer because you need to design for the black and the white background, which is not easy. I usually choose one or the other. Like I'm either doing dark colors, including black, or I'm doing light colors, including white. Like to do both, that's tough. That's tough. I'm not saying it can't be done, but you really got to be skilled when you do that. Now, in terms of your title, going back to that, funny reindeer sweatshirt. Okay, that's good. IPA beer lover. So maybe do I pee a lot when I drink. Like you don't actually have the text from your title in the design. Now let's jump on over to Insight Factory really quickly. Like they've got a ton of great Etsy tools. Specifically for this one, let's use the Etsy keyword research tool. And I typed in I pee a lot, and actually we could even try, we'll try after this, but I already searched it, so we've got the results saved right here. Now, Insight Factory is useful for a number of reasons. What I like to do typically is sort by views first thing. Okay, so I'm gonna click that twice, and now we're seeing the most successful one at the top. It looks like recent views since the release date, 7,777 roughly. And this listing is actually years old. 873 favorites. You can also sort by favorites, by the way. That may be a better gauge because, you know, views can also scale with the listing age. Okay, so we'll sort by favorites. And notice the first thing you'll see is the tags. All right, so consider looking at the tags not just to copy them to your listing, which, by the way, it's nice being able to copy the tags instead of having to come up with 13 of them and worrying about the 20 character limit, etc. But also, like, look at the tags of the most successful listings, okay? Because look at number 2. Number 2 is actually right in the same alley as you. It's not just I pee a lot when I drink as the niche, but it's cross-niched with Christmas. So you may actually want to just consider straight up copying these tags, but also check out the best sellers, look at their tags, evaluate for phrases and keywords that you should include in your title. And me personally, I don't like to keyword stuff, so I typically am looking to type out phrases that would be potential phrase matches with what people are searching on Etsy. So Insight Factory is a great resource for that. You can also always just click the listing and it'll bring you over to Etsy so you can view the listing itself. You can see the title, for instance, beer lover gift for beer lover IPA. So this guy actually just keyword stuffed, but I mean, look at their shop. They're actually killing it. 110,000 sales from keyword stuffing, 16,000 reviews. So I guess, hey, if it's working, it's working. So yeah, I mean, don't be afraid to take a second. Like, I know you have 700 listings. It might benefit you to slow down, take a little bit longer on your designs, take a little bit longer on your keyword optimization, on your listings, specifically the title. Maybe reconsider your front loading the titles with more specific keywords as opposed to the high value generic keywords. Not that you necessarily did anything wrong, but for the reasons I mentioned just a second ago, I think it may be more beneficial to go with more generic keywords. So let's take another quick scroll just down your designs. I mean, yeah, your color schemes, they're okay. I definitely am much more a fan of in terms of design style, like this, as opposed to the ones that we were kind of picking apart earlier that seemed very small and very just crammed for space. So teach, nurse, okay, got it. I'm not a fan of this, how you kind of keep changing the font size there. I'm not really a fan of that. Also, that font is not that good. I just don't know. Or maybe it's a good font and it's just like when you keep changing the font size, it's just not... To me, it doesn't look that good. And some of these other ones, look how long these sentences are. Like, maybe you're using automation and just kind of letting it go and just saying, okay, whatever, that's fine. And it does look like you have a 20% off sale. It just didn't apply to, oh, these must be new listings. Got you. Okay, so we were looking at your new listings. Got you. Also, you got to fix this. Those mockups look broken with the stitch in the background. So definitely, you might be highly leveraging automation. Because I mean, yeah, I don't know how else you let that one get by. So that's not going to sell until you fix that. So I would definitely just delete this primary mockup and replace it with this one. Keep it simple. I do like that you're using the automation, but you can also branch out into additional niches. It looks like to me like, you know, you're taking like Trudeau must go, and you have probably, I mean, we've probably already seen 10 listings that are related to Trudeau must go, right? So you don't need 10. I mean, you pay 20 cents per quarter for these listings. You're just racking up a big bill. I mean, I'm not saying you can't do it. Like, you are occupying more online real estate, but I don't know if that's the best use of your money. Some of these zoomed in thumbnails do look pretty good, but yeah, it looks like you're pretty active though. I mean, you're active. You're doing this ahead of the fourth quarter, which I respect. You're going to make some sales. You're going to make some money. The biggest thing you need to do immediately though is get that first review. Okay. The second thing is like, just, you know, if you're going to do text only designs, like honestly, you can just do white text on a black shirt. Like, you can keep it simple. I think you're doing too much. And I'm not saying this is like this is common. A lot of people do this, but it's like, you're going out of your way to make this like something that I don't think people would buy, as opposed to just white text, big bold font, black shirt, simple. We know it works, tried and true to the end of time. Keep it simple, as opposed to kind of this like weird muted orange color with like almost like a weird undertone of peach underneath it, which looks like it just blurs together. It makes it harder to read. I'm not a big fan of the font. Also, changing the font size again. If you're going to change the font size, if your design is just 2 words, quiet quitting, like the only time I would ever change the font size is if one of the like lines was going to be significantly, as in like 50% or smaller, but 50% smaller than the other line. If you do like 40% of the other line, it just looks like a really poor design to me. So again, I'm trying to be useful here. I'm trying to be helpful. I appreciate you allowing me to review your shop. I hope all these things translate into sales for you. I hope you have a big fourth quarter. I don't know if you need to like necessarily work backwards, but at least when you're moving forwards, consider these things. Also, man, you've got a ton of repetition in your niches. And I don't even know what the quiet quitting is. Like, what is this? Before we leave, we've got to type this in. Quiet quitting. Like, I have no clue what this is. Okay. Okay. Quiet quitting. I mean, quiet quit. Are all these you? No, I guess they're quiet quitting. Okay. It must be it must be something on like quiet quitting hocus pocus. What? Maybe it is like a TikTok thing. All right. I guess I'm just out of the loop, but yeah, I mean, I don't know that I would necessarily stock my shop with like 10 to 20 of the same exact niche, but hey, I mean, I do say double, triple down on your best sellers. So you have 3 sales. If that's where you got your sales, more power to you, I guess. But anyways, 3 sales. Yeah, it's not going to let us see the sales. Okay, well, I hope you guys benefited from this Etsy shop review. Check out Insight Factory. It could be a useful tool for you if you are scaling up your Etsy shop. Definitely helpful with things like SEO optimization, your titles, your tags, etc. That link is in the description. And I'll link to the shop in the description if anybody wants to check it out themselves. If you saw a design you liked and you want to hook them up with a sale and a review, go for that. Go for it. Guys, please like and subscribe if you're not already. Please check out my full print on demand course if you're interested. The link is in the description. Walks you through how I make 6-figure print on demand sales every single year. It'll help you start, scale, and automate your business. And guys, have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow with a new top 5 niches of the week video.